Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, Olivia and I'm Shona and I live up in the northeast of Scotland in a little town called Banff and I've got a 9-month-old daughter. So today's video is just a bit of an update on how my fitness is going. I did my original, spoke about my fitness journey, I think about 6 months postpartum. Now I'm 9 months postpartum and I've had a bit of a change. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update, tell you where I'm going in the future. So when I weighed myself at 6 months postpartum, which was the end of October, I was the first time I'd weighed myself since before I was found out I was pregnant, because I just didn't want to know. I knew I was going to put on lots of weight, so I just didn't want to know. So I found out I was about 3 and a bit stone heavier than my pre-pregnancy weight, and that was a big shock. And I think I now realise why I had high blood pressure at the end. So yeah, I found out my weight and then took a few weeks to sort of cut down on eating, cutting out snacks, trying to be really healthy. I wasn't really strict, but I was just cutting out a lot of the rubbish, sweeties, juice, crisps, biscuits, cutting out bread, things like that, and just trying to eat 3 meals. And I'd sort of slowly lost weight. I think I lost about, I've just got my notes here, so I've got it all written down. I was just over half a stone by the time it came to December. So it was just slowly coming off. And then I had 2 weeks in December just before Christmas where my appetite just completely went. And I could barely even look at food. I just wasn't even hungry, which just wasn't me at all. Just not even interested in food. And I actually ended up losing 9 pounds. So it was like, I think it was just at that point, I felt like all the pregnancy hormones were sort of leaving my body. I had quite a few sort of symptoms that would sort of say that. And that was like 6 months when I stopped breastfeeding. So I think at that point, it just felt like everything was sort of evening itself out, and obviously one of the symptoms was this lack of appetite. So that was really good. Weighed myself, I think it was Christmas Eve. I didn't lose anything just the last week before Christmas, because that was like my appetite kind of slowly started to return, but I was still just eating reasonably healthy. So it was great. The first Christmas I've not really putting on much. So I had 2 weeks off over Christmas and New Year. January came and I was like, right, let's see what the damage is. And I only put on 3 pounds, and I just don't know how. I mean, it's different because I wasn't at my mum's. There wasn't like a constant stream of food in the house. You know, we were literally going to somebody's house, getting a nice meal, maybe even 3 meals, and then would come home and that would be it. Yes, I was eating chocolates. Yes, I was having the odd bit of alcohol, not a huge amount, fizzy drinks. But there just wasn't a lot of food in the house to where if I was at my mum and dad's or any of Craig's parents, I think there would just be a constant stream of food all the time where you were just gulching. So I think that's why I only put on 3 pounds. So I was really chuffed that the damage wasn't too bad. After Christmas and New Year, I decided to do the 19-day body plan. I've done it before. It's a very extreme plan. It includes fasting, cutting out dairy, wheat, sugar, caffeine, processed foods, really strict. I've done it through a personal trainer in London called Mark Rainsford. I'll link his details below. He doesn't do the 19-day body plan anymore, but he does do other ones, not quite as strict. But if you are looking for someone to do a plan with in a sort of online group, it's really good atmosphere, and Mark's so good at his nutritional advice that I would totally recommend him. So yeah, got all the sort of supplements, which included fish oil, glutamine, what else was there, obviously protein powder, BCAAs, vitamin D, so just a various amount of vitamins and supplements just to sort of really, probiotics as well, just to really, it was almost like a cleanse, and I felt it was a good thing to do because after the pregnancy, you kind of, a lot of like weight loss and things like that is, if your hormones aren't in balance, I feel, then you know, your weight is all over the place. So if you kind of get your hormones in a good level, even keel, then hopefully you'll lose weight as long as you're sort of eating healthy and moving lots. So yeah, that was the plan, and I stuck to it, I would say, I think about 95% of the time. I missed, it basically was 2 workouts a day, like a big weights one and then a small one for the sort of first couple of weeks, and then the last week was just lots of little 10-minute HIIT workouts. So I did about 90%, and then I think I missed out a couple of little ones, but I did do all the weights ones. And I was quite proud of myself for getting through all the workouts, because it is so tough when you've got a child to look after, you've got a house to run, you've got lack of sleep because said child is not sleeping very well. At that point I got my first period after giving birth, so I was, especially that first week, I was just so tired. And obviously, you know, coming down off all the sugar and wheat and gluten, you know, all the sort of just total detoxing, your body was like, ah! So tiredness, fatigue was a big thing in that first week. I so pushed through it. And I think I struggled with the sort of non-dairy. I used to eat quite healthily before I got pregnant, and then when that got pregnant I was really sick, and the only thing that would help me was carbs. And I just never sort of regained that healthy mind, healthy body sort of thing. So I did have some dairy. I did have some dairy. I had a couple of like sauces that were maybe, you know, maybe had a bit of sugar in it, but I really tried to cut out as much as I could, and I definitely stuck to no caffeine. That was the big thing. Fizzy drinks. I used to drink so much water, and I still did, but I was consuming a huge amount of fizzy drinks. Diet Cola was probably the one thing that I kept craving in the whole of the 3 weeks. I just wanted this Diet Cola. That's what I kept saying to Craig. Oh, I just can't wait to get a Diet Cola. You know, it wasn't sweeties or chocolate. Yeah, that would have been fine, but it was definitely the caffeine fix that I struggled with the most. So I think it was a big step to come into it and go, right, let's kick this all. So I did have a couple of bits of wheat, but I didn't have any bread. The only wheat I had was like wraps, and it was like 1 or a half of one. I really kept it minimal. So I stuck to it, as I say, about 90% of the time, and I had amazing results. So I'll tell you what I lost. After the 3 weeks, I lost 11 pounds in total of my weight. So at the moment I have lost just under 2 pounds, and I've just got over a stone to lose to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight. I also lost 4 centimetres from my chest, a huge 11 centimetres from my waist, which is just amazing, 6 centimetres from my hips, 6 centimetres from my legs, and 2 centimetres from my arms. So I was just so chuffed with that results. And because I did it, I'm now back into a pre-pregnancy size. There is some things that I think I'll still maybe be a 12, but I got back into my size 10 skinny zip-up jeans, no more jeggings, which just felt the best feeling in the world, because I just wanted to be back to my size 10 clothes. Yes, I may still have to go up to size 12 for certain things. I've still got a bit of a mum tum, I've still got a stone and a bit to lose, but we're getting there. You know, we're a lot closer than we were 9 months ago. One of the biggest things that I thought might have happened by now is I thought I would have gotten my wedding rings, but unfortunately my hands are just retaining so much fluid and fat that it's going to take another, I would say, a good half stone to maybe get into my... Olivia's waking up, so I'll come back. Sorry, I had to give my daughter woke up from her nap, so I'll have to get this finished off just quickly. So yeah, I was saying my wedding rings don't fit anymore, and I will need to probably lose about a good half a stone more before I can get them on. I can almost get them on, but they're quite tight, and I like my rings quite loose, so it might take a wee while yet. As I say, I've got just over a stone to lose, so my goal is to kind of just slow down. One, because I'm going back to work, and two, I feel like I've done so well. I just want to kind of enjoy the next few months. I don't want to be like really pushing myself. I've got my mind back into healthy eating. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to do the plan, just to sort of show that I don't need to be eating all the time. As I say, there was fasting in that plan as well. A lot of people, it's not for, it won't be out for a lot of people, but I've done it quite a lot, and I find it helpful just to sort of make you think that you don't need to be eating all the time. Your body can survive. You know, you don't have to eat your dinner and then an hour later think, well, I am hungry. You know, it just pushes you to sort of realise that you just need 3 meals a day and the odd snack here and there. And yes, you're allowed treats, but just sort of, the whole plan just got me back into the sort of healthy eating mind that I was like before I was pregnant. So it was good to get back into that, and I hope in continuing forward I'll be exactly the same. Excuse my daughter, she's just like singing away herself. So yeah, that is my update so far. I'm giving myself, we're going to book a holiday for the end of July, and I'm going to give myself till then to lose that extra stone, just to take the pressure off a bit. There's still a couple, you know, there's still 3 or 4 months before that time comes, and I'm just going to chip away at it. After my last week of maternity leave, and I just wanted to just sort of chill out. I haven't really been too bad. I have had some treats, but I haven't been too bad either. So that's my updated 9 months postpartum. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Any new subscribers, click subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.